This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at the White Farm. But before that, this video is brought to you by Darren Cassell and Jeff Scott. Thank you for being farm barons. So the White Farm map can be found at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let me read you the description. Welcome to the White Farm mod map, a fictional area in the United States in Pennsylvania, somewhere between Baltimore, Maryland, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The White Farm takes place in an idyllic area where family farms still dominate. Here you'll find everything that makes a real farmer's heart beat faster. Produce products from your garden, take care of your animals, and cultivate your fields. White Farm is a typical single-player map, but you can also play with 2 to 3 players in multiplayer. On this map, you'll find 4 new products in mixed salad, strawberry jam, popcorn, and french fries. 1 farm with cows, chicken, pigs, and a farm production. 1 purchasable paddock for horses. We also have 18 fields, 5 meadows, forest area, building area, 3 purchasable field barns, 1 viable bale and pallet storage, and various points of production and sale. So in addition to the mods that we typically use when taking a look at maps, which is additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming, this map also has a few required mods. Those include the old grain mills, the placeable power lines, the silos and containers, and then the USA White Farm Building Pack. Now, I'll tell you, if you load this map up in Farm Manager mode or start from scratch, you will find the entire farm is built out exactly how you see it here in New Farmer mode, with the exception you do not own any starting machinery aside from a single front weight, and also you do not own any land in those alternate play modes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. This is a smaller than standard size map. If I zoom all the way out to where we would typically be, where we would have the PDA kind of right up here to the edge, overlapping our crops list a little bit and overlapping the menus listing down here, I would say this map is probably about a half size of what a typical map would be. We do have all the standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 22 on this map. And we go ahead and take a look at our lands area. So we start by owning Farmland 5, which is the main starting farm. That can be bought for $99,288 in any alternate game mode. In addition, we have Farmland 3, 4, 6, 7, and 25, which are all fields that we start out with. Now, with respect to the horse area, that can be bought here at Farmland ID 30. We have a buildable lot here at Farmland ID 14 as well, for $8,455. Go ahead and take a look at our farmland lease screen. The farmland lease screen shows all of the viable farmlands, how large those farmlands are, and if those farmlands included a field, what fields are included. Then lastly, how much is that farmland going to cost us? We can then cross-reference that with our field calculator screen, and this is going to show us the specific sizes of each particular field, with the largest field being field 7 at 8.2 hectares in size. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how the soil map is being applied to these fields. This is the US soil map that is a part of the precision farming mod. Got it built of silty clay to the north, and then to the south we have loam, sandy loam, and loamy sand. Taking a look at our crop counter, we do have the standard base game crop counter that is available to us in Farm Sim 22. And if we move down to our prices screen, you will see that we do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game crops that are available to us in FS22. In addition, we do have the ability to sell our eggs, wool, milk, so as silage, hay, straw, and grass. As we move further down through our base game productions, we also do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game productions that are once again available to us in Farm Sim 22. We do have the ability to buy bulk lime, and we do also have a stone crusher pre-placed, so those playing with stones enabled will have a way of getting rid of those stones. In addition to that, we do have popcorn available, french fries, mixed salad, as well as strawberry jam. Now, with respect to the Platinum expansion, we do not have the ability to sell any of the Platinum expansion production items. So if you are looking to do that, you will need to put down your own sell points. And those playing with separated manure, we do have 2 locations to get rid of that. Take a look at our vehicle overview screen. We own all of our machinery, and oddly enough, pretty much everything other than a few little bits here and bobs here is at 50% maintenance with 0 operating hours. So you will want to be maintaining your equipment kind of upfront, especially if you want to get top dollar for selling it. We do start out with some animals, 8 pigs, 11 chickens, and a rooster. Then we have 10 cows as well at the main starting farm. We do have contracts available. We also own a fermenter on the main starting farm. We have 2 vegetable gardens and our farm production as well at the main starting farm. As far as our farm production go, we take tomatoes and lettuce, and we're going to get mixed salad. And then we're also going to be able to take our strawberries and make strawberry jam. Our gardens are going to take water and are going to make ourselves some vegetables. This map also does not have any collectibles. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet. Start with the Case Maxim CVX 145 small tractor. Then we move up to the John Deere 4955 and the Case 8910 medium tractors. We have the Mack Superliner 6x4 semi, and then that is paired up with the Distinction Super B pull trailer. We have the Axle Flow 7155 harvester that is paired up with the TerraFlex 25-foot grain header, as well as the 8-row corn header. We have the L318 New Holland skid steer, as well as the Manitou MC18 for forklift. We have our 1986 pickup truck. We also have the BTC 50H disc harrow, the Kuhn HR 4040 power harrow. We have the Combat Plow Gold 4M subsoiler. We have the Venta 4030 seeder, and that is going to be paired up with the power harrow. We have the Maxima 3-till planter. We also have the Hardy Mega 1200L fertilizer and herbicide sprayer. We have the SLC 141 manure spreader. It is also going to work with separated manure as well if you happen to have pumps and hoses enabled. We have the Polysys 1550 slurry tanker for slurry application. We have the GMD 4411 side mower. We have the Kuhn GF 8712 tedder, as well as the SR 314 windrower. And this is a modified version of that windrower. I'm going to show you that here in a moment. We have the Ponja Faro 4010D forage wagon. We have the VB3190 baler, as well as the RA142 TMR mixer, the MKS8 milk and liquid tanker, as well as the AB1600 water tanker. We have the Q6M front loader arms. For the front loader, we have a manure fork. For our skid steer, we have the high dump bucket and a bale spear. And then lastly, we have a 1150 kilogram and 750 kilogram front weight. The 750 kilogram front weight is what you have in all play modes as far as your machinery. Lastly, we round it all out with a MHAL 4230-35 flatbed trailer. Now, as far as mods and DLCs, we do have a custom vehicles and equipment on this map. We've got a modified John Deere 4755 and 4955. We have the Maxim 8910 modified tractor. Then lastly, we have a special white edition of the SR 314 windrower. Well, with that, let me take a little breather and take a little look around the farm here. Right, we got our dog. Hey, go out in the water. Go on. We have our farmhouse, and inside our farmhouse, we have our sleep trigger. And I have to say, other than the dog running through the cabinetry, yes, he continues to do that. This is I really like this. I really like this farmhouse. A lot. In the back here, we have our wardrobe trigger. And then right here, we have our pallet spawn point, and we have our interactive icon for our farm production. So this is where our mixed salad and strawberry jam are going to be spawning in at. Got some nice storage sheds here. Even if you don't play on this map, this white building pack is absolutely fabulous. You're looking to build out your own American farm, your own kind of authentic Eastern U.S. American farm. This pack has it here. We've got our vegetable garden, water, and then we're going to get our vegetables. We have our spawn point there. We have our water point. We have a pair of those. We also have then our dump point for our farm production. I will tell you, you can indeed sell everything that is on this farm. The only exception is you cannot get rid of the fences. Okay, but I am not factoring that into any sort of part of the score. Here we have our fermenting silo. So we have our dump point, our fill point, and our interactive icon for our fermenting silo. We have our large cow barn complex. And this thing has got a lot going for it. It doesn't only hold cows. We have bale storage in here. And we also have TMR storage in here as well. So we can hold a total of 45 cows in here. We have 10 at the start. Our manure is going to spawn inside of here. We have our dump point for our food trough. And then back here, this is where we're going to have our feed silo, as the sign implies. So we have our fill pipe for TMR, hay, straw, and I believe grass also. Let's just jump in here. So we have TMR, silage, hay, and straw. Along the outside, we have our slurry point right there. Around the back, we have our dump point for our feed silo. Got some more storage. And let's go up the ramp to the top part of the barn. And inside of here, we have our dump point for our bale storage. And we have then our spawn point for our bale storage. We start out with 3 hay bales and straw bales. And those bales are going to be over here. We're going to have a total capacity of 250 bales can be stored within this building. Got this little half door. Well, look where it dumps out at. Isn't that rather convenient? Let's go down to the next level. So outside, look, we've got there's our farmhouse. Right, there's our milk trigger. Ah, hello, Mr. Cows. Just a really cool building. We also have our chickens over here. We have our egg point. Right, we have 360 total chickens within. We have our food trough. We have a little water draw out point. Then here we have seed storage. And here we have liquid fertilizer storage. Up the hill a little bit. Got another nice little shed. And then around the back we have a multi-grain silo, multi-fruit silo. So this is our farm silo for grain storage. We do have a slurry tank located over there. And then we have another slurry tank around the corner here. There's our slurry tank. Some more of our machinery. Here we have the manure point for our pigs. All right, so there's our pigs. Additional storage up here. You can put bales up here or whatever you want. 150 pigs are available in this building. We have our food trough. Here we have our feed silo for our pig food. And we have our slurry point for our pigs. And that should pretty much be the starting farm. Really well laid out building pack. Really like how this is all set up. We got fuel right there, diesel. Let's go ahead and take a look at our build mode. So we do have, since we have the white building pack, we do have several placeable sheds. Do have some placeable silos that are also part of this building pack and other required mods. Silos extensions. We've got one right here. Potato silage silo extension. Several containers also available in the pack. Then we have our white farmhouse. $50,000 for that. As far as our production go, we do have the ability to put our fermenter down. Our old grain mill. Selling points, we've got the fast food restaurant that's been set up to accept our mixed salad, popcorn, and likely there's a strawberry jam and french fries. We have our placeable vegetable garden. We have a nice windmill we can put down. Who doesn't love themselves a little windmill? We then do have our cow shed. Like I said, this cow shed will hold 500,000 liters of TMR, silage, hay, straw, or grass. We also have then 250 bales that this can hold, 45 cows as well, all in this mega building complex. Really, really cool building there. We've got a small horse pasture. We have our pig area. We have our custom chicken coop. Do have our placeable power lines. Right, so if we wanted to provide power, we could do that just like that. You have nice farm sign we can put down. A couple other nice things. As far as paintable textures go, got a fairly decent list of fairly standard paintable textures and plants and standard FS22 trees. Let's take to the skies a little bit. We can take a look and see how this farm is laid out kind of from above. How big it is. We have our pond. We have field 2, which we own. We have a pasture over there, which is grass. We have fields 3 and 4, which are right there. And then we have field 17, which wraps around over there. And we do have a horse paddock. We don't own it at the start, but it's located right there if we want to buy that. Here we have our popcorn production. Popcorn is just going to take simple corn and produce popcorn. We have then our, I believe this is our French fry production. We'll take a closer look at that during the drive around portion. The southeast part of the map, we do have a little bit of a town. So we have our fuel point. We have our vehicle dealer in town here. We also have our dairy. We have a lime buy station. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I see this little church up on the hill. And the only thing that comes to my mind, quite honestly, is the church that's in, ironically, the church that's in Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know why. I don't know why I think about that when I see this church, but that's just what I do. So I'm going to bring it up to you. Maybe now that's what you think about. We've got a really, really cool country diner parked here along the road. We have a grain sell point right here along the road. We have our bakery. We have our farmer's market sell point. Here we have that large building area. We could build out a nice farm here, or we could have it for production. Coming across the northern edge of the map. The map's not flat, but it's flattish. So you shouldn't have an issue with having to have super high-powered vehicles for your implements. We have our animal dealer, our animal bale sell point down there. We have Mama Joe's diner sell point. Then we have our flour mill below. We have a little forested area here, and then we have our sawmill up in the corner. Just down from the sawmill, we have one of those viable field barns. There's two more of those on the map. Now, something I want to point out is right here we have this truck. And we have another truck over kind of by our popcorn facility, I believe. No, it's over by our grain silo over there. Don't try to get in that truck. You can get in it, but you can't get out of it, especially if you have tabbing disabled. So if you get in it, you can't exit it without tabbing to another item. Here we have another flour mill, the old windmill flour mill. This map has 11 productions built in. We have a fermenter, we have 2 vegetable gardens, we have a dairy, bakery, sawmill, 2 grain mills, the flour mill and the traditional grain mill. We have popcorn, french fries, and farm productions. So down here at Johnson's, they sell Case IH, by the way. We have our dealer trigger marked out. That's always good to see. And over at the side door, we're going to have our dealer trigger. Let's go ahead and get that Mahindra and see where things spawn in at. Got a decent sized area for our vehicles to spawn in at, given the size of these fields and the overall size of the map as well. Now back here we do have a roller and a stone picker. I did want to try something. I did want to try and see if I could attach to these. They're not in our starting fleet, but I can indeed attach to them. I can indeed make use of them. So isn't that handy dandy? There you go. I guess I should. Just to see. Nope. We're not getting this. Dang it. It could be too good to be true. Across from our dealer, we do have our fuel point. And then that's going to mark the edge of the map. So with respect to our scoring system. Oh, really? With respect to our scoring system, we're giving the map a full point with respect to production being built in or areas set aside for such. Because we do have 11 production items built in. In addition, we are going to be giving the map a full point with respect to can you sell all the animal outputs, crops and production items that are included with the base game? And the answer is, well, yes, you can. We are going to be giving the map a full point as well with respect to can the farm be customized? We can indeed sell everything. Now, there is an interesting caveat to that. I'll get to that here after this. We do have a buy point for seed lime and fertilizer down here by the dairy. We have our pallet spawn point for the dairy. We have our interactive icon at the front door. And then around the back, we're going to have our dump point. There we have our RDR2 church on the hill. Let me know what you all think. Does that come to mind too? Can you see that idyllic church on the hill? This is a really nice map. Really like how it's set up. If I didn't have a bunch of other projects in the works, well, we just might be making ourselves a home here. But no, got too much stuff going on. All right, back to selling the farm buildings. You're going to find it a little difficult to sell the cow barn until you empty the bale storage. Once you empty the bale storage, you can sell the cow barn. I was having issues doing that prior to doing that. So I did also go ahead and acquire all of the production. So here we are at our French fry factory. You're going to see we're going to take potatoes, and we're going to make French fries. We also have our corn, and it's going to make our popcorn. Grain mill, pretty traditional there. Then we have the old grain mill. That's going to make flour, oil, and then we're also going to be able to make some pig food here with an interesting combination. We got corn, barley, canola, and sugar beets, or sorghum, wheat, canola, and potatoes, or potatoes, sorghum, barley, and soybeans for pig food. So we have our interactive icon there. Let's go around back and see if we have dump points. So we have our pallet spawn point. And we have our dump point inside. Tricky, tricky. Oh, what is this? Where's this going? Is this a secret lair? Oh, secret lair. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? These are trick pins. They stand back up. Oh. Sneaky, sneaky. So I'll tell you something they have in Pennsylvania. It's called a duck pin bowling. They use a little small ball. Like, I don't know how many pound it is. It's a little small ball. Easy for kids to kind of hold. No finger holes. You just kind of palm the thing. And they're little pins. Little duck pins. I don't know how big they are compared to standard pins, if they're about half the size or not. But it's kind of fun. Don't really see it other places other than kind of the northeast. So here we have our popcorn factory. We have our pallet spawn point. We have our interactive icon and our dump point. So we have a road that's going to loop back there over to our farm. Farm is just over the rise. We're going to do a little bit of doubling back. So there's the entrance to our farm. Private property. the White Farm. We're going to go up to our flour mill, as well as our sawmill. And then we'll double back, make our way over to the old windmill flour mill. We have another one of those viable barns by the fields. So I was mentioning about the semis, not to go into. Also, do not enter the truck. You will be stuck until you tab out. We have our animal dealer. We have our bale sell point. We have Mama Joe's Diner sell point. Then we have our flour mill. We have our pallet spawn point. We have our dump point, and we have our interactive icon. Now we're going to make our way over here to the sawmill. A little extension on the map. Another field barn. So we have our rock crusher. We have our wood chip point. Our dump point for our logs. Our wood cell trigger. Our interactive icon. And our pallet spawn point for our planks. Let's make our way around this little forested area. So, our fourth scoring metric, buildings where appropriate, are using the new texture technique as well as ground textures. I'm going to be giving the map a full point there as well. I do feel that we are, for the most part, using FS22 base game assets from one of the various maps. And in addition, the White Farm Pack is using the new texturing techniques as best as I can tell, which is always a good thing. And we're going to hang left here. It's going to take us over to our mill. So we have our dump point, we have our interactive icon inside the mill. Then we have our pallet spawn point. And we'll make our way over here. Last few items of interest. We have our little local diner right here. Really cool building. Now, this building may not be using the new texturing techniques, but overall, we don't say every building. We just say where appropriate. I'm cool with that building being how it is, because it does have such a nice little accent going on. Here we have a grain sell point. Definitely another one of those semis you do not want to be stuck inside of. We have our bakery. We have an interactive point on the front, dump point, and pallet spawn point. Then we have our farmer's market dump point. With that, we're going to go ahead and talk about our final scoring metric, which is interactive areas and player triggers being clearly marked. I feel that they all are clearly marked. The ones at the farm, the ones at the dealer, and then where all the production items are also. So boys and girls, that's going to give this map a score of 5 out of 5. Quite frankly, every map, in my opinion, should score 5 out of 5. That way we have the ultimate in gameplay options for our player base. What do you all think? Should every map Score a 5 or a 5. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of the White Farm? Would you like to see more maps just like this make their way into Mod Hub and thus make their way over to all platforms? And until next time, happy farming.